All right, let's talk a little bit about Caleb Plant and who we had fight Caleb Truax, and then we talk a little bit about the car. I'll talk about the car first, man. Appreciate it. Check out the fight reaction playlist. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, and all right, I seen a little bit of the Joey Spencer fight. We knocked Bruce Seldon's son out. It is what it is. A lot of people gonna hate on Joey Spencer because Joey getting on these free TV cars and they pushing Joey and he white. I'm gonna go in and say it. A lot of people jealous that Colbert ain't getting this push or whoever it may be. That's Al Heyman for it. If he was on Joey Spencer ain't that good, I beat Joey Spencer. I see a lot of guys who ain't know who kind of own Joey Spencer level around the way, but they ain't getting on that opportunity. I think a lot of people just jealous at the opportunity that he got, but phenomenal talent. You can tell. It's gonna take some time. People just expect everybody to come out like a young Mayweather, young Sugar Ray Leonard, young De La Hoya. No, this dude, he didn't go to the Olympics, I don't think, or he didn't try to go to the Olympics. He learning on the job. Seemed like he gaining power, seemed like he getting strong. Damn, these people can't drive, man. If you ever come to Detroit, man, can't drive. But I think he getting stronger and he improving. That's all you can ask from a young fighter. People, what he got? I don't know how many fights he got, but people saying, "Oh, he ain't got it and he garbage." And then when he put a performance on like that, ain't nobody saying that. I'm not saying it because he's from Michigan. I'm just saying it to be true. I'm gonna be completely 100% honest. A lot of people jealous because he getting an opportunity. He white, but blame Al Heyman. Blame Al Heyman for not putting Colbert in that type of position. Whoever else young guns he got. When Colbert was coming up, he wasn't headlining on Fox. Or excuse me, he wasn't fighting on Fox undercards. He was headlining on he got it on the Showtime now, but and also Joey Spencer could be taking less money to fight in those positions too. So I think it's some give and take there, but him and old boy Cantu took 2 points off yesterday. And one time to old boy. And Joey finished the job. That's you gotta do. Hand speed looking good, power looking good. Probably gotta keep improving with his feet, but people gotta understand that's a meal ticket right there. A white boy that can get people behind him like Gary Coney will be Gary Coney be probably the undisputed champion right now, to be honest. At least he'd definitely be unified champion in this heavyweight division. But just looking at it, if Joey Spencer can get people behind him, it's a wrap. He gonna be able to trump the Mexicans. That's one thing that trumped the Mexicans. A white boy with a huge following in America. Any fighter with a huge fighter in America. There's only, and I'm saying this lightly, there's only a handful of guys in America that's black that can say they had the country behind them. And Mike Tyson had country, so it's Mike Tyson, not even Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali had the country behind him after he started shaking. I'm gonna talk about Muhammad again. But people only, Sugar Ray Leonard and Mike Tyson, only two black boys that I can think of. That was Golden Boys. That was black Golden Boys. Sugar Ray Leonard was the original Golden Boy. You call him Sugar Ray Golden Boy Leonard. But him and Mike was the only ones I could think of. Muhammad, niggas was behind Muhammad, and black people, they love Muhammad. But when Muhammad started shaking, then he became the greatest of all time. Then people believed it. And it's always like that. Like when Kobe died. Everybody like, oh, I love Kobe. Man, I see some niggas just dissing Kobe the day before he died. A week before when he dapped himself up. That's what made me mad. You get all this sympathy. Man, when I die, man, if you ain't like me, keep that same energy. Oh, he was a good, nah, nigga, nah. Nah, I was the same nigga you ain't like. Because when you die, I'm going to keep that same energy. But But yeah, I mean, you had Michael Coffey and Demarni Rock, and I heard from my boy in Philly that Demarni Rock, Top Rank, didn't want him because he wasn't dedicated. And you want to know what's the buzz about him? Go on Netflix and look up Counterpunch. It still should be on there. And it's a documentary that had, you know, a couple guys. The only guy that's really active, that's really doing his thing is Colbert. Peter Quillen, you know, he said thank God his wife got a job. But Peter Quillen is also on that there. Colbert and the dude that changed his name to F Awesome, whatever his name was. And Demarni Rock kind of made an appearance on there, and he lost in the Olympic trials or whatever. But you know, he had ability, but yesterday you could just tell he was gonna lose. You know, his gut was so big his truck couldn't make it over his ass crack. We're just being honest. People see the ability, but I remember it was like the round before he got knocked out. He really got knocked down. Before the knockdown, Coffey hit him with something that hurt him. He started holding. That don't mean he ain't got no chin. He ain't coming in no condition. Because the shot Michael Coffey hit him with that hurt him a couple times, he started clinching. That shouldn't have hurt him if he was in condition. And you know, he don't need to fight no more. If this don't put him in a position to say, you know what, I'm gonna come dedicated, I'm gonna come in shape, I'm gonna get my weight down, I'm gonna come in about 250, 245, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna be dedicated, I'm gonna be better. If he don't come like that, he need to go get a 9 to 5. Because Michael Coffey shouldn't even been able to be in the same ring as that motherfucker, to be honest. All that Olympic pedigree and them hand speed and all the, you know, thing he got, he just embarrassed Philly. Embarrassed the whole Philly like that, man. You gotta come in shape. Like somebody said, these ain't these local Philly fights. You know, unless they call them on short notice, man. If I ain't in condition, I ain't taking a fight. And to be honest, all Coffey had to do is move his hands. And like he put no special combination. He hit that motherfucker with a couple shots in the round before he knocked him out. Hit it with a couple shots, and you know, he just wasn't in no condition, man. I had high hopes for him. I don't think Coffey could be a world champion, but you know, he a Marine though, so he gonna be disciplined and come in condition. So you ain't got to worry about that from him. You know, but Demarni Rock was supposed to be one of them guys up next, like after Dave Du Bois. Sad, man, because I had high hopes for him. I said when he came in, he was gonna lose. And Michael Coffey lost to a guy like that, his Marine homeboys would have been clowning him. He had to handle his business. He had to handle his business, man. But how about Caleb Plant? Building up. But I'm gonna spend on this one for a while. Go ahead with Caleb Plant. I wasn't, man, look, I kind of nodded off a couple times during that fight. I ain't gonna lie. I nodded off and shit. And I ain't go to sleep till like 2 in the morning. I was watching Birds of a Prey Harley Quinn movie. Because I never watched it. I never got a chance to sit down and watch it. That was a great movie. That's one of the best DC movies they made, you know, of recent. Other than the Batman movies, and Shazam is right there. It's right there with Shazam is the second best DC movie they made. Alright? Recently. But yeah, if you ain't seen Birds of Prey, you know a lot of dudes, they should have named it Birds of Prey to get off subject. They should have just called it the Harley Quinn movie. But yeah, I always like to see, you know, women, fine ass women in the movie. I ain't one of them dudes that's against, you know, female movies. I'm with it. I like or TV shows. You know, some people don't like to support, you know, female TV shows. You know how the Avatar went from you know, Aang to Korra. A lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people didn't like how it went to Aang to Korra. So because he was a woman. You know, and I ain't had no issue with it. Who cares? If it's good content, female and man, I'm gonna watch it. You know, same thing with boxing. If it's a good fight, I want to watch it. But female boxing got 2 minutes, and a lot of people say, well, they can't punch. They ain't there for fighting for 10 minutes, for 2 minutes. So hard to knock somebody out. If men fought 2 minute rounds, you'll see a lot more decisions. But that nigga had a Carl Canine jacket on. I ain't seen that forever. But with Caleb Plant, what was a boring fight? He should have took Truax out. Caleb Plant just like Devin Haney. They ain't got no killer. He ain't gonna finish you off. And people say, "Oh, Caleb Plant don't got no power." He ain't got no power. I got the power. Ain't that he ain't got no power? I'm gonna tell you when you notice somebody ain't got no power. When they planting their feet, and they throwing, and they ain't hurt nobody, they ain't got no power. But Caleb Plant just always moving. He not gonna be Canelo fighting like that. I had to stop for a minute, but yeah, man, when you see a guy that's planting and can't generate power, like guys like Sean Porter, Devin Haney, Caleb Plant, to name a few, don't know how to punch. So it ain't that they can't punch, but you know, if Caleb Plant ain't gonna never sit down and plant his feet and punch. I mean, look at Mayweather. You know, as far as when he fought Canelo, he sat down on the shots in that fight. Everybody got this false imagination that he ran. He walked right to Canelo and bust him in his mouth. Caleb Plant either scared to get hit. And remember that street fight he had with old boy? He was doing the same. That might just be his makeup. You're not gonna beat Canelo running. Or box being trying to do that. You're not gonna beat him. Mayweather beat him by coming to him. Plant ain't got no aggression. Man, he's either his coach ain't coaching him the right way, or that's just him, man. So that was a terrible fight. They should have put that shit on Tubi, or they should have put that on what's the other channel? On the one that Easter fought on. They don't have HD. I forget the name of that channel. Jesus, it's a regular channel, man. Got all the old black shows in there. But they need to ask for putting that on. And Caleb Plant Caleb Truax wouldn't even punch him back. He was done. He done. He a shot fighter. He can't let his hands go. And Caleb Plant just scared to get hit. It got to be that. And, you know, and at some point you got to put your earmuffs on, and you got to take chances. And he ain't trying to take no chances, man. Nobody want to see that shit. I'll turn that shit off when they lying straight at Matt Stafford. Went downstairs and made a video. Nobody got time to be wasting my time. You could take a guy out and you just pity pat him. People say, oh, he's boring as hell, like Shakur, and he's boring as hell. You like, okay. What about fucking all them boring ass Muhammad Ali fights where he punched and clinched? What about all them boring Money Mayweather fights where he punched and clinched? Motherfucker's so inconsistent. At least I had to pay $100 to watch him punch and clinch. And Mayweather got so many boring ass fights in the latter half of his career. I ain't trying to hear that. A lot of Muhammad Ali fights was ugly and boring. But they not ready to have that conversation. So, you know, a lot of times it's just, like I said, a lot of times it's just race. A lot of times it's just niggas being inconsistent. And I just think a lot of brothers got inconsistent because, shit, come on, you pay $100 to watch Mayweather just pity pat roll. Manny Pacquiao was way more exciting fighter than Money Mayweather was. And shit, even pretty boy. You know, but, you know, like I said, Caleb Plant gonna get flack for this performance, but he should have took that dude out. And they gotta put him in there with the right guys. People say, well, you know, David Benavidez beat his ass. I'm not sure about that. Styles make fights. Depending on the ring style, David Benavidez might be the fight that bring the best out of Caleb Plant. That might be the fight. That might be the fight that bring the best out of Caleb Plant. Because he gonna press Caleb Plant. And Caleb Plant to beat Benavidez, but people actually got this imagination like Benavidez is a great fighter that fought better opponents. They both fought ass opponents, but then again, they're in a division where ain't nobody to fight for the most part. You know? And that's another fight PBC over marinated. Benavidez, when they both had belts, they wasn't pushing for that fight. Now that Benavidez can get a belt to fight, now he want to. I'm telling you, dude. Boxing full of pranks. And then Benavidez, she ain't questionable. You know? Like I said, he been on that camp before. His condition, can that motherfucker even make weight? He just ain't fought nobody to push him either. But I do think he got the style to beat Plant. Is Plant gonna boss up and just be aggressive, man? I don't know why he fight the style he do versus those. Man, go in there and close the damn show. You know, we can say about Muhammad, at one point he closed the show. He a heavyweight though. You gotta respect all them niggas punch power. People forget Muhammad was 6'5". But yeah, I fell asleep on that shit and I got up and started watching it. But Benavidez is either gonna run him out the ring or he gonna bring the best out of Plant. I don't wonder why his coach say sit the fuck down and punch. He can punch. He just don't sit down on his shots. That's what I be saying. Sit the hell down on your shots. That boy just in there just dancing. But hey, you know, the PBC apologists, they ain't gonna say nothing about this shit. I'm telling y'all, they sat in boxing back by putting that bullshit on Fox, on free TV. Like I've been gone forever. I thought I was expecting this big ass snowstorm. Came outside a little bit of snow. I said, shit. Show that shit expeditiously. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. All my social media links, subscription. Fast way to reach me is Twitter, then Facebook, then Instagram. All the links, subscription. Also got a Facebook group. Want to check that out? That's in the description. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link there as well too. Appreciate the love, support. We gone.